Greetings everyone, Joseph James here from schooloftrade.com. Today was Friday, January 22nd, 2010. Here's your live trade room recap. 4, 6, 8 total trades today, guys. Two kind of marginal trades toward the end of the day. Gave a little bit of profit back, but still a wonderful day here, guys. $570 on 4 contracts. We're still averaging just shy of $700 a day, and we've now got close to $5,000 here, guys, live trade room. Guys, we'll keep you guys posted as we make our way through the month of January. What's the most important thing that happened today? Well, today was a Friday. So, of course, we had to remind ourselves that on Fridays usually end a little bit earlier than normal. Okay, there was no major news events this morning, so we had to be careful. Remember, guys, news events, they get the big money in the market, and the big money is what moves the markets around. So without news events, we're concerned it might be just a bunch of little tiny day traders pushing price up and down in a small range today. So we knew it was Friday. We knew we'd be ending early today, and without any news today, we wanted to be very careful. We have to watch carefully around 11 o'clock, especially on Fridays. I'm watching for flat trigger lines. I'm watching for smaller orders, right? No big money left in the market. And if I see the majority of the time we have red pace of a tape, don't get fooled by that late morning Friday move. All right, guys, like I did. Learn from my mistakes here, guys. Don't get fooled by those low volume moves. Remember, if a move is happening on red pace of a tape, we are always suspicious of that move because it didn't happen on high volume. So don't get fooled by the end of the morning, right? Those end of the morning low volume moves, guys, on a Friday, right? Of course, Monday through Thursday, we'll trade through 12:30, 12:45 sometimes. On a Friday, though, just like you, everyone's trying to get out from behind their desk and have some fun. So just be careful, guys, on Friday mornings, late Friday mornings, after 11 o'clock. Be very careful, and we're going to show you guys how we did today. So, of course, we did a great job at the beginning of the day, gave a little bit of money back here towards the end. Let's take a look here. First trades were on gold, right? 2, 4, 5. The first 5 trades here were on gold. Here starting off the day, guys, just after 9 o'clock. Now, we knew today was going to be a good day when we saw a winner at 9 o'clock, right? Anytime we can get some money in our pocket before 9:30, we're always very optimistic for the day ahead because it gives us a little bit of wiggle room now to be a little more aggressive. So, of course, we have the short-term trend is down. I can tell the short-term trend is down because I'm looking at this trigger line, right? The trigger line here, sloping down, that tells me the trend is down. But watch out, right? Here we have the low of day. As you guys know, what are we always thinking at the low of day? Right, the low of day, I'm expecting things to bounce. So, of course, we're looking for a 2-step pattern long at the low of day. We marked up our swing high here. Again, all these levels are automatically marked for me on my charts by my indicator package. This is a 2-step pattern long, so it's a trend reversal pattern. We got filled to 89.7 for a +4, +8, and +5. So, of course, we have our first target of +4. Our stop up to entry +1, then our second target of 8, and then of course we kind of trail, we ratchet our stop up here, guys, to lock in 5 more ticks, totaling 21 ticks or $210 before the U.S. market even opened today. So of course we're always happy to take some winning trades before the U.S. market opened. We then had to wait until 9:35 to come along for our next trade here on gold, right? 4 more winners here on gold. This one, trending down market. As you know, there's your low of day, right? There's your low of day. There's your dotted blue line, shows your low of day. So what are we always thinking low of day? I want to see increasing green pace of the tape, lots of big sellers if I'm going to be taking a short position into the low of the day. So we got that here, guys, at 10:06. We, of course, marked up our swing low here just below this important red line, right? We're looking for that swing low to be very close as possible, in fact, to that important red line. Those are the major levels of support and resistance. So, of course, we break below that swing low. Of course, entry here was at 83.6. We got our +4. And then, of course, stop down to entry -1. Got kind of a lucky bounce. And we got +2 on the stop. So that totals 12 ticks or $120. Okay, so going with the trend now, shorting the low of day, but of course, guys, we're always looking for that time when we're expecting the bounce. Now, we go short at the low of day when I see excessive sellers and green pace of the tape. But I will go long at the low of day when I don't have that happening. And that's, of course, exactly what happened here, guys, only a minute later. We got in, we got out for $120 on the short. Then, of course, looking for the long. We didn't see, of course, at this point, red pace of a tape, so it slowed down. We see momentum curling back up. We mark up our swing high here. We got in at 84.2 for a trend reversal, right? In this case, taking the bounce off the low of day. Counter trend trade here, +4, +1 equals 10 ticks. So, of course, here, guys, right, trade with the trend going down with the breaker pattern short. Then we traded against the trend, going back up using our 2-step pattern long because it didn't look like the market had enough to break through the low of day. All right, guys, so great example there of a trend continuation pattern and a trend reversal pattern. Let's see what's up next. Next up on gold here, 1022. 10:22, we have the trend up. As you guys can see, trigger line is pointing up. Short-term trend is up. And this is a breaker pattern. No low of day, high of day here. So, of course, very easy here. We mark up our swing high. We wait for a break above that swing high. Now, we got filled here live in the room, 85.4. Now, this is one of those example guys where we had all of a sudden momentum curl against us. We saw big sellers enter the market, and we had to quickly move our stop up to our point of entry. It did give us plus 1 tick, so we locked up 4 ticks or $40. Again, guys, if we are aggressive with our entries, we got to know how to be aggressive with our exits, and that's exactly what saved us here, because you can see lots of congestion right here once we broke above it. Guys, this happens all the time. I've got to be ready, willing, and able to get into a trade, but my job isn't done there, guys. I then have to keep an eye on the pace of a tape, the filter time and sales window, momentum, right? All of that stuff, if it curls against me, I've got to get out of that trade just as quickly as I get into it. We did that here, guys, and we saved ourselves, of course, potentially a disaster in the making. But able to grab 4 ticks or $40. Let's keep moving now. On to Crude. 10:33, first trade on Crude here. Now, of course, we had one good trade, then we gave back some money here on Crude. Let's take a look at how it worked out here. Short-term trend was up. Now, this is a 2-step pattern. So, of course, we're going to use this red line here as overhead resistance, right? This important red line is overhead resistance. We notice, of course, momentum starts to point back down. We start seeing aggressive sellers come in. So we begin to think, right, this level of resistance here at 74.95 on Crude is not going to hold. So we mark up our swing low. We take a break below that swing low, of course, going back down into the bracket. Counter trend trade here on a 2-step short. Filled at 85. We got our plus 4. Moved our stop down to entry minus 1. We took the 1, right? The other half of the position off the table at 1. That totals 10 ticks or 100 USD. Again, guys, this is the last trade here. We made some money here on Crude. The next trade here was a loss. So we made a first trade on Crude was a win. Now, at this time, guys, at 11 o'clock, I had just begun talking about, right, how dangerous it is to be trading after 11 o'clock on a Friday. And, of course, I should have been taking my own advice here because what happened? You better believe it. Gave a little bit of money here back to the market. Of course, we do take stops, guys. Everyone takes losses. It's how we react to those losses, right? That's the important part. Had the short-term trend was up. And again, this happened literally a minute after 11 o'clock. And while I was telling you guys to be careful out there, we saw the breaker pattern set up, the swing high here. Now, everything looked great here, guys. Everything looked great. But what happened was, once we broke above this swing high, immediately we saw a rush of big sellers enter. Momentum curled back over, and it literally just rocketed towards my stop. As soon as I possibly could, I hit the close button. Not enough time to stop up. Hit the close button, got out of minus 5 or a total of negative 20 ticks. So guys, remember, we're going to take losses. It's how we react to them, right? That's the most important thing. But as you can see, we were still looking here because we had the high of day overhead, right? Whenever I have the high of day overhead, what am I thinking? 2-step pattern short. All right, 2-step pattern short. So we immediately, of course, mark up our swing low here from the bounce off the high of day. We break below that swing low. Big sellers, momentum pointing down. We got filled at 47s, but in this case, the price went nowhere. So we exercised the 5-second rule. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. After 5 seconds, if we hadn't seen the price start dropping to the downside, I moved my stop down to my point of entry to lock out all that risk, and the price just sat there, came back, stopped me out. But at this point, obviously, right, we'd already been stung by that 20-tick loss because we were trading a little bit too late in the morning here on a Friday. So we learned from that. I wasn't going to give this thing very much room to run here against me for this final trade of the day here on Crude. So we finish up on Crude, guys. 1 winner, 1 scratch, and 1 loss on Crude. But guys, total all up, guys, for the whole day, 57 ticks, even after that full stop. 570 USD in the market today, guys, on 4 contracts. Let's get prepped for Monday. Come on and join us, guys, Monday morning at 7:45 Eastern Time. 8:20 gold opens, 9 o'clock crude opens, 9:30 US open, 10 o'clock we have the existing home sales, and we'll transition to lunch sometime around 11 o'clock on Monday. So not much happening on Monday as far as news events go. But just like today, guys, we didn't really know what to expect today in the markets as well on a Friday, and we had a wonderful day. So make sure you guys come out and join us on Monday morning. Let's recap. Trader One was up 7:45 Eastern Time. Want to remind you guys, too, we do free webinars on Tuesdays and Thursdays in our live trade room. Come out and join us. We'll do a free webinar next Tuesday. The beginner's course. Pick up a copy of the beginner's course before you guys come out and join us on Monday. Lots of information about our setups and our entry rules. And don't forget, price increase coming February 1st. Hope the video helps, guys. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you guys on Monday. Bye-bye for now.